this first time they step on the floor.
Now, he's proven a lot all season long, and the Memphis excitement is back. And not only because of Penny Hardaway, but Jeremiah Martin and this team can really get up and down the floor and score.
Our starting lineups are brought to you by Air Force Reserve. And here's the 5 for the Tulane Green Wave that has really struggled, to say the least, this season. There's 4 wins on the docket, but they fight, they play hard. They should have beat Wichita State in the final regular season game. They lost at a buzzer beater.
They've got a terrific coach in Mike Dunleavy. They've had their issues with the injuries this season, but they will be back in a year. And one thing is they have improved over the last month of the season. They haven't shown it with any wins, but they play tougher, and that's toughness at the rim for Mike Parks.
Yeah, how about the 5 for the Tigers? It's not just Martin. There's no doubt about that. This team is tough.
We've got good balance. And Penny Hardaway says we have to defend better. We have to rebound. We have to get out in transition to make a run in this tournament.
This is Jordan Cornish for Tulane. Put it up a 3 ball. And the Green Wave has missed the first couple.
The transition defense so important for Tulane. Getting back and containing Martin.
Try to get it back to Parks, and he lost it out of bounds. So you've got 4 teams in the tournament as of right now, the top 4 seeds to the NCAAs. Memphis, they can win this tournament, going to be 5. That's how they're going to get their ticket, though.
That's one game at a time, and it's a cliche, but Memphis can't think about the big picture. They got to just take care of business today, and this Tulane team's going to battle them. There's no doubt about it. They played them tough in New Orleans, and we talked about it. Caleb Daniels, Jordan Cornish, there are a couple guys that can really score.
They're going to call a foul on Parks, and the 3 ball there by Caleb Daniels, and he'll head to the line.
And he's frustrated with kind of a wild closeout by Parks and running into the shooter.
It's also a team with 5 seniors. Memphis, so much leadership and a lot of experience as well. Looking for their 20th win of the campaign with Penny Hardaway, first season as coach. What's your assessment? What do you think? How about the job he's done this year?
I think he's done a really good job. And here's the thing. Obviously, jumping from being a high school coach to this level, as far as all the coaches that are in this conference, very, very difficult jump. And you have to learn on the run. And I think Penny's done a really good job of growing as a coach from day 1 in November to now. And he's going to keep getting better from year to year. And one thing you know he's going to do, he's already doing that, is recruit.
3 years at East High School, the head coach, won the state titles all those years. Now back here where he used to dominate.
Yeah, he's done a nice job, too. Got a great coaching staff and a good core of players, and he understands how to put his players, kind of that pro mentality that he's had and brings with Sam Mitchell on the bench and Mike Miller and himself, of finding a guy where he can do his work on the floor. And that's what he does with Jeremiah Martin. He puts him in a lot of good spots in isolation on the wing.
Tie game at 2. 2 minutes gone by first half. Here's Blake Paul for Tulane. Now again for Daniels. Put it up a 3 ball, and it's good. Caleb Daniels.
Caleb Daniels is dangerous. He can do that. He can get to the rim, but he is elevating quickly over the top.
How about Daniels coming off a 36-point effort in the last game, trying to pick up where he left off. And it's inside again for Parks.
Obviously, you can see right out of the gate what Memphis' game plan is. They're going to space the court, try to reverse the ball, and attack and get to the rim off the bounce.
Crabtree over to Michael Cornish. That's the screen, the spin, a little bit out of control. That's a travel.
That's where Memphis is very, very good. A little help on the dribble drive, and there's an excellent coach right there. You haven't seen it in the record this season, but they will be back. They fought through the injuries. They've got players sitting out, and everybody in this conference knows that Mike Dunleavy is excellent at what he does.
How about the NBA experience that we have on both sidelines here, right? With Penny Hardaway as a player and Dunleavy with his coaching experience. You have two coaches that players respect and lean on for the things that they've seen over their career.
Well, that's what you have in this league from top to bottom. You've got great experience. Talk about Fran Dunphy and Kelvin Sampson, Mick Cronin, all guys that are regularly in the NCAA tournament.
The star for the Tigers and in the American Athletic Conference with almost 20 points a game on average, Jeremiah Martin leads the team in assists, steals, with 20 points last game, the captain. Averaging almost 30 in the last 10. It's been unbelievable.
Well, that's why he's improved. And you saw on the closeout there, he got fouled on the three. You've got to respect that. Last year, you could lay off him a little bit and play him for the drive. But this year, he's a much improved perimeter shooter.
Some unbelievable numbers for Martin. They try to run the table here in their hometown and home arena. The foul was on Blake Paul for Tulane previously on the other end, but you got a guy like this, you can always, you're always able to get points, right? You get with a scorer like Martin.
Well, and talked to Mike Dunleavy earlier today about how he's going to defend Martin. He says we absolutely have to change up our coverages on him and not give him a constant diet of the same look as far as on his pick and roll games and when they run their isolations for him on the wing.
That's Daniels on the foul on Martin as he was coming up the court.
Well, that's why Martin's so good, because Daniels fouled him, but Martin created the contact by kind of forcing his way into the defender.
Entry pass, now blown up. And here come the green wave. Daniels pulls up and hits.
He is special. He's got the medium game. He can get all the way to the rim, and he can lock and load from downtown.
Davenport for three. Good job again here from Connor Crabtree. And you can't have that. And a wide open Moses Wood setting up for a potential three. Instead, it's a turnover.
Connor Crabtree just kind of rushed it, coming down out of transition. He saw his teammate open on the wing. They tried to deliver it a little too quickly.
Got to try to take this in segments, right? If you're Tulane, I mean, not a bad first 4 minutes here with the start.
Absolutely. And, listen, Mike Dunleavy is a confident guy. And even though they have not won a game in this conference, they have battled down the stretch. So they're trying to build off that. And you can see they're presenting a lot of energy, and execution has been pretty good so far today.
Trying to get out and be aggressive. Here's Cornish for three. Nails it. Jordan Cornish. And it's a 10-6 early advantage for Tulane.
Well, that was a good push in transition, and Tulane is aggressive on defense and pesky and energy filled on offense.
Davenport. No offensive rebound. Parks.
Well, Parks just puts Moses Wood, the young freshman, 6'8", 190, just hammered him right under the rim.
Six early points from Mike Parks, Jr. Ball deflected out, and we've got our first timeout of the day. 5 minutes
to Memphis for the tournament when it was down the street at the Pyramid.
That's right. What a great building this is here.
Great building, great basketball town, not only for the Tigers, but for the Grizzlies as well. And always tremendous energy here in Memphis.
Down low to Sayichin, was unable to convert. Memphis a tie or the lead with a three from Harris.
That's what Tulane has to do, is get back and get up into Tyler Harris' face, because he has the green light for a freshman.
And he's one of the main guys off the bench. They bring in two freshmen off the bench. He's one of them, along with Lomax, as Cornish comes back to put Tulane in front.
That was the power drive. He just drove Martin right under the rim.
What about the pace of this game here, too, Tim? What do you think about that?
Well, Memphis wants to play fast, that's obvious, but Tulane is doing a good job of getting back in the half court and preventing them to get easy shots, but that time they stayed the course.
Jones on the feed to Thornton. and Memphis regains the lead. I can't forget about the starting five that we showed you earlier from Memphis. All five are seniors, you know, with all that experience. You got Harris, the freshman, #1, and #2, Lomax, the freshman off the bench. That's a pretty darn good group.
It is, and the reinforcements are coming because Penny isn't fooled around in his first year. They've gone out and secured some excellent recruits, as we know.
Another freshman in Antoine Jones Jr. and Isaiah Maurice, so they will go 9 deep. Cornish, cross-court pass. 3-ball on the way. Good for Kevin John.
Nice job by Tulane, skipping the ball over the top. Find the open wing player. Very comfortable on the outside, John. You got to skip the basketball. Teams are pressuring you, and time Memphis a little slow, and John's got that good size.
2-point lead for the Green Wave. Martin. Jones for 3. Tracked down by Lomax. Harris, the freshman, for another 3.
Now Mike Dunleavy's livid over there on the sideline. Just Memphis out hustling his team right now and chasing down those loose balls.
Daniels right back the other way for Tulane, wasting no time.
Daniels has shown an array of moves already in this game. A three-pointer, a mid-range game, and there all the way to the rim with the left.
And they got to do that, right, Sam? You can't slow it down, play half court, right? You got to get out there.
Well, especially with Daniels. When he has the ball in his hands, he's got the green light, and he finds a way to get an angle. He's got that long first step and that ability to elevate at the rim.
Martin kind of leaned in, but he got fouled. And is back to the stripe. How about Harris, the way he's hit a couple 3-balls already, the freshman for the Tigers?
This is what he does. He needs a little bit of room because he's not that big, but he gets up really quick. If you don't get near him, he can knock it in.
Harris has been outstanding. And look at Martin at the free throw line this season as well. Got too many areas of his game that are deficient, that's for sure. Jaquan Barrett is in for Tulane. And you see the improvement, right? He always talk about that freshman and sophomore jump, right, Coach? Look at that, 2.7 at 10-3, and look where he's at now.
Well, talk about a jump. James Wiseman will be jumping from into the Memphis atmosphere next year, the #1 high school player in the country. Coming to play for Penny Hardaway.
Cornish trying to go for an alley-oop. Dijon. And it's going to be Memphis possession. 4 turnovers early for the Green Wave, but down by only 1.
Well, I like that they're aggressive, though. They're trying to drive the ball to the rim. They're trying to make the extra pass. They're getting out in transition. They run a pretty good half-court offense, and then the defense just got to lock down a little bit, just kind of keep Memphis out of the paint. Now Mike Dunleavy changing things up, playing a little 2-3 zone.
Roots in on the up fake, and a kick and a wide open 3, and it's good again, this time by Alex Lomax.
Not something that Alex does often. Only 2 on the year, 2 for 25, but he's feeling it today, Memphis.
5, a loss to Murray State in the title there, and we'll have to wait and see what happens here as Champ Week rolls on.
That's the worst feeling in the world, having to wait around for your name to be called on a Sunday night, and especially when it's pack up the bags on Thursday. So that's a long wait till Sunday night.
This is first round action here today. The American Athletic Conference Championship presented by Air Force Reserve. The winner of this game gets the 4 seed UCF. I know I was going to say that one time this year. UCF, the Knights, awaiting the winner of this game today. 4-point lead from Memphis. John drives in and gets it for Tulane.
Well, he's another good-looking young player from Mike Dunleavy, the 6'9" freshman from China, just showing the ability to shoot it from the outside and finish at the rim.
Nice pass underneath from Lomax to the cutting Bruton, but he couldn't finish. Wood floats it in there for Paul, and they convert. We're tied at 21.
Moses Wood, the 6'8" freshman, put the ball on the floor. I thought he was out of control, but he knew what he was doing. He knew Paul was in his rearview mirror. The little touch pass over the top.
Nothing to lose today for Tulane, obviously, and Memphis. All resting on their shoulders to try to run through this thing to get to the tournament. And a 3 ball goes down for Isaiah Maurice.
Well, everybody's into the party today from the outside. It started with Connecticut earlier today, and now Memphis following up with great three-point shooting.
Yeah, Timmy called it. Harris has got a 3. Lomax, now Maurice. 4 of 7 from three-point range of the Tigers. Blake Paul couldn't get the offensive board. Harris a stop and pop. Maurice, the offensive rebound. They say got knocked out by Tulane.
And Moses Wood showing the ability to put the ball down on the deck at 6'8", and then
so many shooters, so many threats, offensively for the Tigers. They rotate with Tulane. Here's Maurice. Barrett, nice kick. Wood for 3, got it.
Well, Tulane, Mike, has been very aggressive in transition and in the half-court, spacing the court, driving into the gut of the defense, drawing that extra defender, and then finding the open man on the weak side.
They played their best game last game versus Wichita State in a buzzer-beater loss, and now trying to continue that here in the tournament, hopefully get a win. It would be a monumental upset, as Maurice has 5 points.
Not a lot of defense, but a crowd-pleasing first 10 minutes. And Lomax did a really good job on that pick and roll, taking his time, finding Maurice over the top.
On the drive, Daniel short with a runner. Harris is fouled.
Well, driving and kicking, this is what you have to do against Memphis. Try to penetrate the D, and you see the second and then the third defender comes to the basketball, leaving Wood wide open in the corner. And again, Mike, you're not thinking about tomorrow. You're thinking about today. Connecticut wasn't thinking about Houston. The energy that Connecticut brought to the table today, they're going to have to get off their feet because Houston's going to bring it to them tomorrow. So they're going to have to dig deep down to find it. And you can see Memphis is having to work very hard now to win this game today because Tulane came aggressive and with a good game plan.
Both teams sharing the ball. Tulane has 5 assists on the 9 baskets they made. You saw the stat, 8 for 9 for Memphis here. On the drive, Davenport doesn't get it. Barrett. Bruton kicks it. 3 ball on the way. That's no good from Thornton.
Up and down we go.
Yes.
No time for anything except a quick shot.
Penny Hardaway just said, let's slow it down here for a moment.
And he's exhausted watching this on the sidelines. But both teams very aggressive, trying to beat the pace up and down the floor before the defense gets set.
Bruton, little fadeaway jumper. Offensive rebound, Thornton, now a 3, Martin.
Just when you think you have Jeremiah Martin contained, he does that too because he's running the team, he's distributing the basketball.
Today, but I'm with you. I just think any of those top teams, even the Memphis team right here that you're watching today, all have a real big, a good chance of pulling this off this weekend.
UConn makes 13 threes. You get me in the mix too, and they certainly looked really good early today, and that was out without any significant contribution from Josh Carlton, who's been lighting it up as of late.
Thought a good timeout taken by Mike Dunleavy for the Tulane Green Wave. They've been battling neck and neck, but now trail by 5. It is the largest deficit so far. This 3, no. Crabtree on the fake. Sayich battles for the rebound. It's going to stay with Tulane. Shot clock is at 2, though.
Crabtree kind of took it in there a little bit too deep. He should have probably stopped outside the lane, shot a little runner, but tried to force his way all the way to the inside. Only 2 on the clock.
Catch and shoot. Cornish, and he's blocked, and that's a shot clock violation.
Memphis, after some shaky moments early in this game defensively, has settled in, and they're doing a better job now in the half court of not only containing but rotating and helping as well.
Thornton. Back out from Martin. Daniels is all over him. Step back, and yep, saw that coming. He was trying to avoid it, but Daniels is called the foul. That's going to be his second.
Well, that's where he's so good. He's crafty off the bounce. You know, he kind of gets you leaning one way. He's left-handed, but he's good with the right, and he comes back to the left to draw the foul.
A smile from Jeremiah Martin, and why not? An outstanding year. 7 points for him here tonight. 4 of those 7 from the free throw line. He's 4 of 5.
He's really a nightmare to defend. There's not one thing you can write up on the board and say, we're going to do this, because they find a way to get him the ball, even if you deny him. If you try to double him, he's a very, very good passer as well. Unselfish scorer, but a guy that can be crafty at the rim or from the outside.
Look at how consistent those numbers are over the last 2 years for this guy.
He's been fun to watch. You know, a guy like him, you know, a lot of guys are born scorers. He's a born scorer, but he also makes his players, his teammates better because he's unselfish.
Well, that was it. That was the one graphic in the stat there that was up, was the assists. 4.5 assists this year as Wood drains the turnaround jumper. So not only a scorer, but a distributor. Just the leader for this Memphis Tigers team this season.
You know, the Tulane fans, certainly you look at the record, you're not happy with the record, but you look at the future and it's there. And as another dipsy-do there from Bruton, the shot master, the trick shot master. But getting back to Tulane, you know, with Crabtree as a freshman, Daniels is a special sophomore. Wood looks like a good player. Jong is a good player. And then they get Rayon and Embo back next year, and they've got Jordan Walker, the Seton Hall transfer, sitting out. So Tulane will be back in the mix next year.
Ball is knocked away, finally stolen. Thornton to Martin, showtime.
Thought he was going to give it to Davenport to try to get that assist total up, but he said, no, thank you. I don't get the dunk very often. Here comes one home for the crowd.
Well, already 11 points, a game high for Jeremiah Martin for Memphis as they lead it by 9. Another steal, and it's Martin again for 3. And Tulane, an offensive foul on Crabtree.
Well, Jeremiah Martin can do a lot of different things. It started with his defense, his energy, quick hands, aggressiveness, peskiness, and then a foul. It's worth a second look back there, even a third look. That's crafty producing and directing.
Third look. We'll take 3 on that one. That's awesome.
The third one was for the home crowd here in Memphis.
Which is out in full force here. Home arena for the Memphis Tigers here at the FedEx Forum. How about 10 assists in their last 12 baskets? 15-2 overall at home this season. Harris. Force feeding inside. Martin. Short on that one.
Well, they play with a lot of confidence in this building. They've got the green light on offense and defense. They are aggressive and active.
Foul on Harris. His first. for Tulane, it's just a list that you don't want to be on right now. The longest losing streak, tied for the longest in Division I, 20 in a row. Haven't won since December 17th. It's got to be so tough, night in and night out. As hard as they do work, as you said, Tim, and with Coach Dunleavy, he just doesn't show up in the final score.
Well, there's no reward as far as wins go, but you can see they've improved. And if you really watch them and you talk to Mike about it, he's positive. He's positive about what's going on now and in the future. And why wouldn't you be? The guy's just been a winner everywhere he's been, so he'll get this thing turned around.
One of 5 from China to be playing Division I basketball here in Kevin Jong for the Tulane Green Wave. As they have it down to a 7-point deficit now, coming up on 5 minutes left in the first half. Davenport kicks it to the corner, and it's a 3 from Kareem Bruton.
Excellent set called by Penny Hardaway from the bench. A little fade screen over the top, and Bruton is ready to lock and load, and now it's a pressure.
Almost a steal.
Well, Mike Corey, I saw this team play. We had them in Orlando in November at the Advocare on Thanksgiving, and they have grown exponentially since then. And Penny Hardaway, you can see his confidence as a coach has built throughout the season, and his team has really grown chemistry-wise. They're playing very good team basketball.
John's jumper no good, and a foul on a rebound. It's going to be on the Tigers. Well, that's what I was going to ask you. Where have you seen the elements of growth? You said chemistry there. Well, how is that translated to what they've done?
Well, more importantly on team defense.
Okay.
They've always been explosive offensively. I thought back in November they shot a little bit too quickly in the half court. You can see tonight, this afternoon, they're sharing the basketball. They're taking their time when they have to be in the half court. They're still trying to run up and down the floor, but they're a little bit smarter in the decision making and their shot selection.
Going to get the ball in here for Tulane, and Bruton is going to be fouled by Moses Wood.
Bruton just threw the ball up in the air. Wood was just backing out of the play. I'm not sure how that's a foul on Moses Wood. At least a total bailout.
Yeah, Coach Dunleavy said the same thing.
And Bruton is known as the trick shot artist here in Memphis, but he creates all the contact. Wood's in a totally legal guarding position. Backing up, that should be nothing or an offensive foul on Bruton. The last thing it is a foul on Moses Wood.
Yeah, understood. That's the thing when people see, sometimes if the defender, even if they're moving, if you're out of control and you plow into someone, it's an offensive foul.
Well, that's one of the points of emphasis in the last 2 seasons is we saw too many times in the past where the offensive player would create the contact and try to draw the foul by driving himself into the defender. But if the defender is not in the offensive cylinder and is in a legal guarding position, which Wood was on that play, it's not a foul on the defender.
And what do you mean legal? You mean in front of the offensive player?
Yes, absolutely.
On the side or, yes.
Right, and you can't be in his cylinder, which means up under his chin. He has to have some space and the ability to move with the basketball.
Wood, quick shot for 3, no, and Parks has the rebound, and it's up to a 12-point advantage for Memphis, just like that. Davenport trying to extend it. He does.
Well, a quick shot on one, and Moses Wood probably pulled the trigger a little too quickly, led to their defense never getting set on the other end, and now Memphis turning up the heat on defense.
Wood again for 3. Same result. Davenport another 3. 8-0 run by the Tigers. Daniels changes it, and Baskin a foul. Memphis has had tremendous balance, Tim. 7 threes, 7 twos, and then 8 of 9 from the free throw line as well. And they've had 8 of their 9 players that they put on the court score so far today.
No, the big key when you watch this game today so far, to me, has been Memphis's ability to share the basketball, making the extra pass. They're trying to play fast, but they're not playing crazy. There's space in the court, and if it's not there, they're really reversing it, or they're driving into the gaps and making that extra pass. 12 assists, 3 turnovers.
Oh, and how about 6 different players have hit a 3-pointer for the Memphis Tigers as well? Yeah. What do you do here?
Well, great balance. If they're going to play that way this weekend, they're going to be tough in this building because they are playing physical and unselfish basketball. Another example right there.
Parks on the feed from Martin, and it's a 15-point game. He's got 8 points here early.
Well, again, Memphis space in the court. They put the shooters in the corner, and then they play a little 2-on-2 game in the front, in the middle of the floor with the pick and roll. And Caleb Daniels continues to answer back.
Nice shot from Daniels. 13 points.
He's a player. There's no doubt about it. He can get things on his own easily.
Top scorer for Tulane. Parks goes in strong. And it's in double figures already for the Tigers.
Blake Paul came over, but a little bit too late, and Parks said, "Excuse me, sir, I'm coming in."
Daniels in the Sayich. Back out Barrett. Nice feed. Blake Paul, and they'll count it. And he got fouled as well.
Shaquan Barrett is another good-looking freshman. That time drove into the gap with his head up, and that soft touch to Paul. Paul slid behind the defense as the help came up, and there was no rotation. Bruton a little late.
Second foul on Bruton. Blake Paul's one of the 2 seniors for this team, along with Jordan Cornish. We were talking about how many different players that they have returning for Coach Dunleavy.
Rayon Ambo missing the season really was a crusher for Tulane. He is a good player, a tall point guard who would have been very special out there on the floor with Daniels.
Really would have been one of their best offensive and defensive players for this team. I mean, you can't forget about the fact they also lost 2 pros. There's a 3 from Harris.
Dunleavy just shakes his head. They are playing pretty good defense, but Memphis is just moving the ball so quickly. Tulane has had an issue trying to rotate and contest the shooters.
8 for 16 from 3-point range for the Tigers. 16-point lead. Maybe another uphill battle here for Tulane once again here today. Cornish from NBA range. Harris.
Harris just is no conscience.
Right.
He just pulls up right in transition.
Cornish going in with a head of steam, out of control, but they're going to call a blocking foul. There's Thornton kind of holding his right wrist.
Thornton took one right in the chest, and then had to break his fall with his hands, and like he injured himself there a little bit. But Cornish is dead, out of control. He kind of barrels through. It looked like Bruton was the orange. Very good comeback win last night over Pittsburgh. So the ACC tournament heating up. Virginia looks really special though, Mike.
Man, they're only 2 losses to Duke. It's, you know, when they go and they play their first round game this year, look out. They don't want to have a repeat performance of that last year.
I would think that they will not.
Yes.
That would be a shock to me. This team is built to last because they have so much offensive firepower to go with the great defense as always.
Correct. You don't want to hear just, oh, it's only a defensive team. No, they can score, and they've proven it this season. Out of bounds on the sideline is Memphis. They're comfortably in control here with 1:26 to go first half. Have a Penny Hardaway, number 3 pick in the 1993 NBA draft. 14 years of the Magic, the Suns, the Knicks, and the Heat.
Well, he's embraced this position, not only understanding what it means to be the Memphis coach, but understanding also the respect level that he has for all the other coaches in this league, which is beyond special.
Graduated, came back to school and graduated back in 2003. There's the school sports Hall of Fame building, which bears his name. They're very supportive to the Memphis Tigers. 2-time All-American, 4-time NBA All-Star. How good was him and Shaq together on the same team, right? And
good and entertaining.
Yes. That's a good word for it. Barrett looks it up there for Blake Paul. He throws it down.
Well, that's some of Mike Dunleavy's old LA Lakers playbook sets. A little pick and roll, misdirection, throw back over the top.
See if Memphis can get a 2-for-1 here if they shoot early enough. Davenport, count it.
They are in a flow offensively, really attacking, pushing the pace, and making the extra pass.
Seven-second differential, shot clock and game clock. Cornish converts.
A much-needed bucket by Tulane, and they're doing a good job on the offensive end. They're just having a really tough time defending Memphis because Memphis has just a ton of options out there on the floor, dribble, driving, and shooting from the outside.
So many weapons. They'll throw this one away, but they're going to end this first half with a season-high 52 first-half points. Not too bad.
Well, and Tulane got back and tried to get down and dirty on defense, but Memphis is just almost perfect in their execution as far as sharing the basketball and scoring with balance.
Paul, that's good if it goes. And we've seen a lot of threes go down here already. And 8 of the 9 players that they played all scored, and they're shooting outstanding from the field. And the second half is underway. Trying to pick up where they left off, and a missed 3 by Martin, but an offensive rebound by Davenport. I mean, the assist numbers, Tim, that's just what's amazing to me, right? 16 assists on the 18 made baskets from that first half.
Well, we talked earlier about Penny Hardaway and what he's done this season as a coach. So from November to now, they are totally a different looking team as far as the ability to be patient on the offensive end, run special sets, and share the basketball. Early in the season, very talented, but most of the time it was the first guy that got it, shot it, and hopefully it's that guy because he can deliver. Well, Martin just does an unbelievable job of just knifing through the defense. There's really nothing there, but he makes something out of nothing because he's so creative and crafty.
Just adding on to his totals here today, 13 points. Make it 14, and a 17-point Tigers advantage.
Well, he has really embraced, and I'm talking about Jeremiah Martin, becoming a great teammate. I mean, he was always an elite scorer going back to last season, but still the elite scorer, but a guy that wants to get everybody involved as well.
Going to be a foul. It's going to be on Martin. He's trying to help up Caleb Daniels. There you go.
So get 2 hands to lift up Caleb Daniels. That's a lot of strength right there. Number 10. He's a good-looking player for Tulane.
Daniels, a sophomore. Almost 17 points a game for the Green Wave. Coming off a 36-point effort in the last game. Had a team-high 13 in this first half, so he's doing all that he can.
Well, he just needs another good guard with him. That's the problem, and they just don't have enough experience or talent at that spot. And the teams load up on Daniels. There's no other answer for Tulane.
Crabtree. Shot clock. Barrett. Oh, what a feed. Sage. 2 tries to no avail.
Sage just lost his balance, and then he didn't have a good awareness of where he was, and he got driven underneath the backboard.
Parks fouled. Good first half for him as well. He had 10 points. That was a perfect 5 for 5 from the field.
Well, Mike Parks has done a better job this year of being able to catch the ball on the move and finish in traffic. You know, he's always been a big, strong player, beefy, and kind of throwing his body around. But Martin, the ability to dribble drive to his right and then throw back against the grain and make the pass very easily caught by Parks.
Martin had a career-high 43 points last time Memphis played Tulane, February 20th, the game at the FedEx Forum right here. American Athletic Conference record. Well, today for Parks.
I think Penny Hardaway smells a little blood over there. He's starting to extend the pressure right now. He's trying to wear Tulane out. They don't have any depth at all, and he's using his depth on the defensive end to force some turnovers.
Down low, Daniels on the feed from Cornish.
Now, Cornish needs to get going himself offensively, and that was a good unselfish pass, but even a harder finish at the rim for Daniels.
And second assist of the day. Daniels has been strong from the field. Davenport, foul, count that one.
Now, this all started with Alex Lomax, though. He just probing the defense, keeping his dribble alive, had his head up all the way. He was looking for anyone that was going to cut to the rim as Tulane turned his head, and he found his man over the top, Davenport.
Tim, you feel like it's either a three-pointer or a three-point play opportunity?
Well, this team today, Memphis, they're playing fast, they're aggressive on defense, but they are almost every possession looking to make the assist. I think they have a little contest going out there on the floor. Who can get the next assist, because they are really sharing the ball.
Daniels on the step back, no, and Parks the rebound. Look out, Martin. Somehow got it to Davenport, and they'll bring it back out.
And again, not forcing the issue, making the extra pass.
Davenport, no. Parks tipped it back out. Martin.
And Martin just made an unbelievable move, but he first and foremost kept that ball alive on the offensive glass. He tipped it to Parks, who found a way to keep it alive on the outside, and Martin twisted and turned. I thought he was going to put that home, but you can see why the energy is back for this team, because they are fun to watch on offense.
It's a hungry group right now. Memphis leading by 20 here at home, and it's a tough team to beat in this building. Postseason conference tournament games played here in Memphis. They're 31-9. 78% winning percentage. Davenport for Parks.
Well, lessons learned well from the coach, because that's the way he played when he was a great player in the NBA. Penny Hardaway make that extra pass, and Memphis has been beyond impressive with their sharing of the basketball. Yeah, it's one thing to score, but it's another just to make that extra pass. Don't force the issue. That gets everybody involved early, and the drive again down on the baseline with your head up.
They're having fun today, huh? 18 assists, Tim. They average 15.6 a game. And a nice ovation for Mike Parks as he heads out. Already with a double-double, third career. Daniels off the screen. Sayich got it.
A good job by Daniels. Had his head up, knew the defense was coming from the backside, and found Sayich open on the corner, in the corner.
Davenport. Yes. Unreal. 9 threes today from Memphis.
Jeremiah Martin had nothing in mind except draw that second defender and find Davenport open on the perimeter.
Saying I'm open is Crabtree. It's an easy one.
That's one of the few times this afternoon that Memphis had a breakdown defensively. That turned their head on the backside, and Tulane took advantage.
We had game one, Tim, with UConn, and They had a bunch of threes, and now Memphis trying to do the same thing here. They had an American Athletic Conference record with 9 threes in the first half. The UConn Huskies.
Well, they did, and they played with a lot of energy on both ends of the floor. And give Dan Hurley a ton of credit. He had his squad play basketball.
Oh, yes, they do. Second time in the last.
Not just hockey.
Yeah, second time in the last 5 years they won the CAA. Head back to the big dance. Here it's a 21-point lead for the Memphis Tigers, trying to advance to the quarterfinals and a matchup with number 4 UCF tomorrow in game 2.
Memphis comes right out of that timeout, up 21, just on the attack defensively. Everybody's in a stance, active, communicating, deflections, and then
oh, you said it. They're just all over the Tulane players. This is tenacious defense. Davenport with his second foul.
Well, they're playing hard defense because Penny wants them to, and they're good at it, but they also want to get that ball because they're having a ton of fun on the offensive end.
And on the offensive end, Tim, they've had 7 offensive rebounds. They've had 14 second chance points. So essentially every time an offensive board, they put it back for points.
I just like the way they're playing defense in the last couple of possessions. That's a little late on the contest, but just down in a stance, communicating, active, rotating quickly.
Martin got it ripped away. They're going to call a jump. Daniels got in there, and it's going to be Tulane ball.
That's a good call. Martin kind of forced the issue there, and Daniels did a really good job of just staying the course, going straight up.
Substitutions here, 15:07 to play in this contest. And Martin's going to take a seat for the Tigers. Womack's out as well. The depth of this team for Memphis, that's something you got to be weary of as well. I mean, and the way they play with all that, 110% when you're out there.
Well, I like the way Penny uses his depth as well, and they don't lay back. They come out and attack you, and they try to wear you out.
Try to alley-oop the ball and get it. Parks another rebound. Parks is a game-high 11 boards. Davenport falling down. Wood lobs it up to Daniels.
Good job by Moses Wood, and only a few times this afternoon that Memphis kind of forced the issue in the half court. They need to settle down and try to run a little stuff. Penny sees it, call him out of set.
Jones bounces it into Davenport. That's a foul. Daniels with his third for Tulane.
Obviously, that's an issue for Tulane moving forward. They've got to try to protect Daniels. They cannot afford to have him off the floor for a minute.
Here's a three, Tyler Harris. And the freshman has done that multiple times today.
That's amazing. Tyler Harris at 5'9", does not need much room, though, to elevate up, and then takes one in the chest, doesn't get the call.
He's got 12 points, Tim, 4 of 6 from three-point range.
Shooting that over big defenders as well, and that's a good low post move down the post by Paul.
Yeah, Blake Paul converts. He's 4 of 6 today. Still a 20-point game, though, for the Tigers. Another three. Stays in Memphis. Isaiah Maurice checking back in. And Parks to the bench. 19 points, 11 rebounds for Parks. Number 10 and white for the Tigers.
I like Penny Hardaway's demeanor a lot on the sideline. He's coaching his team hard, but he's not barking at them when they force shots or miss shots. He's just coaching them, and he's teaching them as long as they play hard on defense.
Well, we've had a couple of alley-oop opportunities here. One on the other end, and this one converted by Johns.
Well, Tulane, give them credit, Mike. They continue to play hard and attack, and Last few possessions on defense have done a good job of staying feisty and not allowing a second opportunity for Memphis.
Nice feed inside from Maurice to Davenport.
That is good old school high-low basketball. Perfect execution.
It's such a tough deficit, though, to come back from here. It's when they went on a run. You know, you have to be, you've got to limit that. And I know it's tough here at home for Memphis. But once Tulane, you get down double figures like that, it's kind of been the way it's been all season for them.
They were clicking early, and that's the problem because they wear you out over the course of 40 minutes. And if they jump out early, then you're in trouble.
Yeah, the first part of the first half, we had a tie game. And then it didn't take long. And now Memphis has it up to 20.
Memphis has forced the issue, though, a few times in the last few minutes. That was good high-low play on the last possession. They need to stay organized in the half court, not shoot too quickly, make sure they keep moving the ball.
Another three from Harris. And on the break, Barrett. Elliott again looking for Wood. It's Paul. Wait, Paul throws it down.
Stephon Barrett's showing some signs that he could be a player for Tulane. He's got good length at that guard spot. Good job, and Penny wants to discuss. He's long, athletic, but can really run.
Coming from the high school where he had just coached prior to becoming the head coach here at Memphis. And they're going to need to bring in some recruits, which they have. A great class, of course, Tim, led by that guy, because they lose the 5 seniors, which are the 5 senior starters for the Tigers that you're watching today.
A little bit of a careless pass by Thornton on the other end. He's kind of trying to force it over the top, but smartly they put the ball back in Jeremiah Martin's hands.
Feet inside, and Maurice scores it.
And again, running the pick and roll to perfection. They space the court, so that allows just a little 2-on-2 game, just like in the driveway. And Martin with the perfect delivery to Maurice, who, good job with his feet moving, tacking the rim for his size.
Wait, Paul. The hook. Harris. Thought about another 3. Instead, here's Martin now. They reset it. Jones, everybody's falling down here. Barrett. Whoa. Travel now, I guess not.
I only said whoa because I care. That was a try.
Inside Wood. Blake Paul offensive rebound for the cutter, Sayich. He's got it.
Tulane keeps pushing. I don't know if they have enough in the tank, but Memphis is kind of slowed down to a halt here in the half court. They need to get a little bit more movement on the offensive end of the floor. And again, wisely, put it in this man's hand, run a little 2-man game at the top.
Shot clock. Inside 10, inside for Maurice. The hook's not there. Say it's the rebound. Barrett for 3. Got it. All right, so Tulane. The inside basket. 3-point ball. Cut it down to 15.
Well, reserves are coming in because Memphis looks a little gassed. They're not getting back on defense. That time they just backed up and Barrett teed it up.
Harris trying to go back up top of the pass, got taken away, and now he's called for a foul. So the 2 titles back in the day and the runs that they had in the NCAA tournament.
Coach Cal got it going here at Memphis. There's no doubt about that. And one thing about his teams, they always are peaking this time of year.
Sayers for 3. Wood fighting hard for the offensive rebound for Tulane. Give him credit.
I thought you were going to remember in your notes, Mike Corey, that our only appearance here at the FedEx Forum against Coach Cal, we came out here with a win.
That's right.
Did you have that in your
We'll bring it back to the days when you're on the sidelines. Yeah.
Excuse me, my shoulder hurts from patting ourselves on the back. But here comes Tulane.
What year was that?
That'll have to look up.
Okay.
Time flies.
These coaches can remember every single game.
I can remember the
play.
game, but I don't remember the year. I just remember the results.
That's great. It must have been very satisfying.
John got us back the next year, though, in the return. So we each won on the other's home court.
Okay. 15-point lead here for the Tigers. And there are 8 minutes to go. Davenport for three. And rebounded by Tulane. Here's Daniels. Sedge. Oh, blocks. Daniels gets it back. Double clutch. No, his second try. How about the third? He's fouled. Well, he's had 7 assists as well. Memphis has had 4 players in double digits in scoring as well. 8 players have an assist here today. 8 of the 9 players that have stepped on the court for the Tigers. You feel like for a little while they were kind of trading 3 for 2. Ken Dunlap has been doing a great job with us with stats here today. That's a good one here, Tim. 50% of the time for Memphis in their possible possessions have been 3-point play opportunities, either a 3-point shot. They've had 5 and 1s today as well.
A little mismatch out there on the perimeter. Lomax against Blake Paul, and he tried to take him one-on-one, but Penny Hardaway's not happy. That's not how they got here with this big lead, this 13-point lead, and it's been shrinking in the last few minutes because of the fact that Memphis has gone back to a little bit too much one-on-one basketball.
Scoring drought of 4 minutes and 19 seconds for the Tigers right now, as the lead from 20 is down to 13. Winner gets the 4 seed UCF tomorrow in the quarterfinals. Baylor on the drive, a little bit of contact, nothing there though on the call, and here's Martin. Davenport, too strong on a runner, but there's a foul on Tulane.
Good job by Davenport, just creating off the bounce, getting all the way to the rim. The help came over, and Tulane didn't rotate back down to cover on the backside on the glass.
We said it earlier about Caleb Daniels. Tim, he's got 4 fouls now. The top player, 19 points, 6:28 to go. Looks like he may come out as Coach Dunleavy's got Crabtree above the bench. Martin taking on all comers.
Oh, that's so hard to do because Jeff came over and was there perfectly ready to contest, but Davenport, the creativity at the rim, and Tulane continues to come back.
That was nice. Daniels to Blake Paul, and they got the 2 right back.
But what body control by Martin. Even the defender comes up, let him split the trap, find the open man, the extra pass.
This is where Tulane has to convert. Paul up to Daniels. No. Martin redirected. And Memphis loses it. How about the Big 12 this season in our Phelps 66 Big 12 championship? And 8 of these 10 teams headed to the big dance as of right now. We got Kansas State. What a season they've had.
K-State has been unbelievable. Cut down the nets at Manhattan last week. And, of course, Texas Tech, co-champs of the Big 12. Jarrett Culver, one of the best players in all of America.
First time in forever, right? Over 12 years at Kansas wasn't the regular season, make it 14, excuse me, regular season champs.
That's just an unbelievable. feet. I don't think we will see that in a high major league in our lifetime.
And that's 80% of the conference going to the tournament. So think about the teams they play in.
They're hoping that's what it is. They're hoping Joey Dragkish is correct.
Yeah.
TCU got beat today, but I think they've done enough to get in as well.
Martin called for his second foul for Memphis.
How about old Huggy Bear, West Virginia? They're not going down without a fight. Beat Oklahoma last night. They get their shot at Texas Tech tonight. They played Texas Tech very tough in Morgantown earlier in the year.
Yeah, it's a tough shot there from Moses Wood. And Memphis has struggled a little bit on the offensive end, and they've had 4 turnovers, 2 in the last 6 minutes. But then Tulane on the other side, only 1 for 11 from the field. They just haven't been able to take as much advantage as they should have with this drought that Memphis has been on.
Well, the thing is with Memphis, they're in a little bit of a drought themselves because they've gotten away from what got them this lead, and that's sharing the basketball and moving the basketball and moving without the basketball. They're kind of just standing around. A lot of one-on-one right now for Memphis.
Paul picks up his 3rd personal foul. Blake Paul for Tulane. Still 5:07 to go. Davenport, 3-ball. Yes, that's big.
Well, that's tough to defend. Shaq is right up in his face, but a little fade away by Davenport at 6'8", can shoot it right over the top.
Paul. He's got the bounce, but gets the offensive rebound. He stays with Tulane. Boy, you feel like they've exerted so much energy and effort. And then you look at the scoreboard, it's still a 16-point game.
They've missed a lot of easy shots, too, in the last 3 or 4 minutes to try to really get back in this game. And the opportunity was there, but they just have not been able to answer offensively.
Eric trying to fight Crabtree. He covers it and is fouled by Parks.
Kind of a bailout by Parks. Crabtree was out of control. All he had to do was go straight up, build the wall, and I don't think Crabtree could have got the shot off up over the top of Parks.
This is Connor Crabtree, freshman out of Hillsborough, North Carolina. Hargrave Military Academy. How many great college players who went to Hargrave over the years and had stellar careers.
You're gonna make that one of your stops. You're a top recruiter. Well, Memphis got to move the ball a little bit here and have a good possession offensively. Get it moved from side to side, then get into the pick and roll game and try to drive the ball in the gap, maybe get an open 3.
They've still got 23 assists on 27 made field goals today. Martin. That's not what you're talking about, right, Tim? But look at this. Somehow able to get another crack at it. That's a travel. So the ball was touched, I think, and then he kind of hopped with it. Crowd not thrilled with the call, but
and one thing you know, you're going to get Memphis. Good barbecue and fans that never think you commit a foul or a turnover. But again, too much one-on-one, too much dribbling in place when everybody's standing and watching one guy with the ball. That's why Memphis has gone into a little bit of a lapse.
Daniels, they're all over him, huh? Barrett, a step back 3. Count it. Tulane is not going away quietly.
They're not. That man on the sideline is not going down without a fight. Mike Dunleavy's been in too many battles over the years. He's got this team playing with a lot of heart right now down the stretch.
With the home crowd, fans rising to their feet in Memphis. Brilliant. They got blocked by Paul. And, that's a tough break. Coach Dunleavy was about to just shatter that board. We'll be back. It's an 11-point lead for the Tigers.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by...
Hanging on to an 11-point lead.
They're hanging on, and UCF's waiting in the weeds. And if they do play Memphis, you wonder what type of game plan Johnny Dawkins is going to have to get up on the backboard, because late in January they played here on this floor, and Memphis just blew them out by 20 because they just crushed them on the boards.
Tigers led by as many as 23. This could get it cut down to single digits, and Crabtree does just that.
Again, Memphis very loose with the basketball, but too much dribbling in place and putting your head down and dribbling into traffic and trouble without anybody to pass to.
Tulane hasn't won a game since December 17th. Trying to lay it all on the line here. Martin, not there. Paul had a hand on the rebound, and then Memphis is going to throw it away and help out Tulane's cause.
Well, again, Tulane's done a good job with Jeremiah Martin's dribble drives into the gaps and sending a second and third defender, but they're also rotating on the backside so he can't find any open cutters cutting through the lane. What is open, though, is a drive into the gap and a kick back out for a three.
First time in single digits since Tulane trailed 35-28. That was with 5:11 to go in the first half. And it's been all Memphis. Daniels. And that rebound is ripped away by Rainier Thornton.
Now the right guy shooting, but just too good defense by Memphis. Memphis just came up, closed the door quickly, and nothing was there for Daniels to finish at the rim.
Martin checked by Crabtree. Good D. And there's a foul. Blake Paul picks it up his fourth. Sports Center comes your way tonight, 6 o'clock Eastern. After Virginia Tech and Florida State, Sage and Keith have it for you. Live coverage from Charlotte. The latest on Zion's return coming up tonight. Plus, Scott Van Pelt breaks down the value of the 1 seed in the NCAA tournament. Comments from NFL players that have moved teams, and Sports Center will have it all for you after the ACC tourney quarters tonight on ESPN, the ESPN app. Blake Paul, 4 fouls for Tulane.
That was a better job by Memphis on that possession. A lot of dribbling by Martin, but Davenport saw his defender give a little help. He turned his head and he cut back door.
Well, Tulane still has an opportunity here. Davenport with 17 points to lead Memphis in scoring today. Under 2 to go.
They try to get the ball to Daniels, let him go to work.
Barrett takes, dumps it. Blake Paul, he got blocked. And injured as Davenport there for a second, shaken up after the play. That's 6 blocks for the Tigers today.
Well, you better go to the rim with some muscle against Memphis, because they're coming at you from every direction.
Martin almost sealed it. Paul. Barrett for 3. Didn't have to be that deep, right? 10 on him, move it in.
Now step into the shot. He should have seen Daniels dribble driving into the gap and taken a couple steps closer to the line.
Crowd sensing it now on their feet here at the Forum. Foul on Tulane, and you can just see the looks on the players' faces after what has just been a trying season, to say the least. Tim, 4 wins total, none in the conference, and then to come here to the tournament, and what do you get but the hometown team playing on their home court that has to win the championship to get to the NCAAs, and you can't be any more inspired in Memphis right now the way they're playing.
Well, they're playing very good, but first and foremost, talk about Tulane. They left everything out here today. They didn't just show up and play the game. They played it. They had a game plan. They stuck with it. They played tough. They played physical, and they're still hanging around.
That's out of bounds to Memphis.
Continues to press and trap. And they are not giving up. Memphis has to get organized. They're just trying to get the ball in bounds, but they're not really running any special set. Now they're going to get organized. Penny's calling a press offense from the bench.
And a timeout is taken. Memphis calls time, 43.8 remaining. It's a 10-point lead for them as they try to hang on and just head to the quarterfinals. Jeremiah Martin, 3 solid games versus Tulane. Here they are.
He's a tough out because of the fact he can dribble drive, and he is an able and willing passer. Very unselfish. Spaces the court, runs the pick and roll as good as anybody. Defensively, feisty, good in transition, and an improved shot maker from downtown.
Of course, he had the career-high 43 and 86 total points in the 3 games this season versus the Green Wave.
And he didn't like what he saw out there on the floor, and that's good coaching. Using those timeouts down the stretch to make sure your team's organized and that they understand exactly what you want to run.
Martin's going to be fouled by Barrett. Look ahead to the quarterfinals. 42.9 seconds of Memphis hangs on here, and they'll get UCF in a matchup with each team that's split during the regular season. Memphis beat UCF at home by 20 points on January 27th. Then on February 16th, they went to UCF and lost by 7. So that's what we're setting up for tomorrow at a 2 o'clock Eastern start on ESPN2, the quarterfinals of the Air Force Reserve American Athletic Conference Championship.
One thing UCF does is they're going to get back in transition. They're going to get back and defend in the half court. Now, what Memphis is going to try to do is they're going to try to get Taco Fall out in ball screen situations out on the perimeter, and that's where UCF has to game plan properly on how to not only defend Martin, but all the other perimeter players from Memphis who are so good not only off the bounce but from the outside as a shooter as well.
Memphis, 12-point lead, 18 for Martin to lead the team. Davenport the rebound. And they're going to foul Martin. We thank our great ESPN crew here today. These first 2 games, our producer Matt Bartley, our director Bob Federoli, Joshua Miller, Mark Skipper in audio, Rob Duffy, Jason Hennings, a ton of great people here working this tournament as we approach the weekend. Good to be with you, Tim, here as we've got 2 teams moving on.
Just a great basketball league, and it's going to be a special weekend. There's no doubt about it. I mean, we've talked about Cincinnati and Houston and Temple and UCF, but we know Memphis is going to be a tough out in this building. Connecticut looked real good today, especially in the first half. They played feisty defense. Jalen Adams is back healthy. I think he's excellent at the point. He's more on the attack. Wichita has played very well in the last month of the season, and no one would be surprised if they're in the semifinals on Saturday either.
Yeah, think about the night session coming up today. Tulsa and SMU, and then Wichita State and East Carolina. All trying to get to the quarterfinals. With the Memphis Tigers doing what they need to do. They had a season-high 52 points in the first half and kept Tulane at bay. Martin fouled again. And that's just hard play by Daniels trying to go after it. And he's going to foul out. Joining his teammate Blake Paul, who's also fouled out. But Daniels, a valiant effort today. 19 points. 7 assists for Tulane.
He is a heck of a player. Mike Dunleavy just raves about him and his development. And the future is bright for Tulane because of, first and foremost, Caleb Daniels. And he plays the game the right way, too. He's a scorer, but he's also doesn't try to force the issue. And Memphis did a very good job in the second half of denying him the basketball and also giving a lot of help when he did put it on the floor trying to get to the rim.
Cornish. 10 seconds left. Wood for 3. And that's how the season is going to end up for the Tulane Green Wave. And the Memphis Tigers will be moving on to the quarterfinals with an 83-68 win today in round 1. And they've got a date with UCF tomorrow with a 4-5 game. That should be awesome in our quarterfinal coverage here in Memphis.
It's been a fun day. It's only going to get better.